What is going on, guys? I apologize for the mishap. My power went off right as I started the stream about 10 minutes ago, but we're back up and running now, and I'm excited for tonight's game. It's looking like really nice value on the Cincinnati Bengals. I am just going to go ahead and jump on to Pinnacle right now and make my plays for tonight's game. It's going to be 2 units on the Bengals spread. How's everybody else doing tonight? Excited for this game, I hope. What's going on, Mickey? First again. If you're not first, you're last, right? Oh. You need Deontay Johnson to catch 7 passes. I feel like that's a lot. I wonder what the over-under is on his catches. I'll pull up the black bar, and we'll pull up Pinnacle. Let's take a look at the props. Player props. You want to... Deontay Johnson under 6.5 receptions is minus 187. So 7 or more plus 128. You're the prop master. Well, good luck. What's going on, Mud? How you doing? Fat Guy said he's going to be joining us at the top of the hour, so it's going to be about 15 minutes or so until he joins us. Oh, wow, they just took... Oh, they didn't take everything down. Everything's back up. Do I see any good opening lines this weekend or Friday? Well, Ryan, part of the membership, we do an opening lines video. So the Fat Guy and I take a look at all the opening lines. And as a little bit of a spoiler, Fat Guy, he did like a few of those opening line games. Saravuth, any value bet to tonight? Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals spread. Saravuth, I managed to get it at 14.5, so I've got 2 units down on the Bengals plus 14.5. So what's going on? How are you guys doing? You got 14? It's not that bad, Saravuth. Oh yeah, Ryan. I was on the Giants last night, so that was unfortunate. Yeah, 14 still has value. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a push at 14, but it's that's a lot of points, so it's still nice to have. Yeah, I had Giants against the spread and the under, so the under hit, the spread didn't. I lost whatever it was, like 0.02 of a unit, just with how I think the under was like minus 102. So just lost a couple percentages of a unit. So pretty much a break-even game. But yesterday was rough. It was a tough day for the books, a really good day for the public yesterday. And if the public does well and the books do poorly, then I do poorly as well. How pit? I don't care, Ryan, because I talked about it yesterday at the end of our market video, or the opening line video. The like I don't gamble with emotion. Like the fat guy says, we try not to try to gamble. No, I'm not the I'm not the aggressive, violent type. I learn from my mistakes, and if I had to bet that Giants game 100 more times, I'd do it 100 more times. That's just how it is. There's a difference between a bad result and a bad decision, and that's what people need to learn when they're betting on sports. As well as bankroll management. Like if this was 5 years ago, like I might have lost a lot more money than I did yesterday, but I don't really care. If I lose, I lose. That's part of the game. You're in sports gambling. Like I like what Mickey says. He tries to hit it 55%, and even at 55%, you're losing 45% of the time. So it's a slow build. Bankroll management is very important, and you're going to take your losses more often than you realize. What's going on, Jackson? How you doing tonight? So Bengals plus 14.5 is up to minus 116 at Pinnacle. So there's a chance that this moves down to 14 at kickoff. I'm happy to be on 14.5. I did 2 units, Jackson, on the Cincinnati Bengals spread. I got it at plus 14.5. I think it was minus 113 was the juice. Mickey's going to check the B-ball lines. Let me pull up the Action Network info. I'll do a quick refresh. So market-wise, the Bengals opened as 12, so they've been bet up to 14, which I don't like. That's the only factor I don't like for the Bengals, but they only have 33% of bettors, 46% of the money. So public is all on the Steelers. Sharps are on the Bengals, so that's why it's a 2-unit play for me. There's also a lot of people on the Bengals money line as far as money is concerned. Only 34% of bettors, but 76% of the money. And then the under is also an interesting play since it opened at 41.5. It's been bet down to 40.5. Yeah, Ryan. Fat Guy and I are planning to get up tomorrow morning and do a video on the NBA market, so look for that as well. Well, Ryan Finley's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's a backup. I don't think there's that much of a drop-off between him and... what is it, Brian Allen? Like, I don't even know who the other backup was. Brendan Allen? Is that what it is? Our lads. Bengals. Yeah, Brandon Allen. Ryan Finley. He was a 4th-round pick last year by the Bengals. I've got a green screen, and that's just what I chose, was a black background, so it's not as distracting. I'll let him know, Matt Capper. He stopped by yesterday, so he might be on it. Yeah, Jackson, you and I are on the same. You got a little better juice than I did. Am I gonna watch Clemson versus Ohio State? Possibly. I don't watch much college football, but I try to make an exception for bowl games just because they usually have quite a bit of. Um, Let me just fix this up. Give me a second here. Let's take a look. Yeah, so still a lot of bets to come in. It looks like Ohio State as the early contrarian play. They play on January 1st. So what's that? It's like 10 days away, 11 days away. The most important thing is for me to know when these games are. That way I can take a look and make a decision. So thanks for bringing that one up. Let's take a look at the Matt Capper. I'm going to take a look at the leaderboard to see who can come where. So we've got Pittsburgh Cincinnati tonight, so I'll include that game. And then I'll also throw in the over-under. So here's what we're looking at. Eighth. Yeah, Cassone did some picks last year. We were taking a look at it. I think he was 54% last year. I think if Breeze is healthy, he should play. Even like the line did move, so it got as high as 4 with Hill as the starter, and it got down to 2.5 at kickoff with Breeze. So the line makers have a little bit more respect for Breeze. It's like a 6-7% chance that the Saints could win with Breeze compared to without him, at least for that game. Oh, Cassone's been unreal. Here's the overall leaderboard for this year. Durant plays the Warriors tomorrow. Well, that'll be a fun game to open up the season. Jackson said, I think next week I just have to try and do something different in the contest. I don't know, though. We both had good weeks the last 2 weeks. One was square and one was sharp. Jackson, you weren't there yesterday, I believe, but Cassone stopped by and he talked about, he says he just looks at the line. He doesn't overthink it. He makes his picks. And then we also talked about how it's probably like 1 in 600 or 1 in 700 of someone going 62%. So it's been really, really impressive what he's done this year. Just sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're both. And for this year, for Cassone, it's been both. Oh, the right price on the Niners can be good. I think they're 4-point underdogs this week. What's going on, Jamie? Talking heads all on the Steelers. Well, it is interesting to see that. Let me just refresh it, guys, so we can see how the bets have come in. So we're at 14,300 bets. Still 76% of the money is on the Bengals money line. Well, everyone on here has a channel. I don't know if Cassone makes picks, though. You'd have to click on his name or try to find him when you do see him pop up. I'm going to do 1 unit on the Bengals money line as well, with the hopes that I'm just going to blank out the screen, guys, so I can make my bet. So the Bengals money line is plus 687. So I'm doing 1 unit on the Bengals. It looks like it ended up being plus 701. So I got lucky. The line actually moved up. And then I'm going to be watching the live line to make a bet the other way if I need to. All right. And I will bring it back up. Jamie, you made the playoffs, the fantasy playoffs. So I haven't spent that much time, or Fat Guy and I haven't spent that much time talking about it, but we're going to have a separate fantasy between the top 8 teams, the top 4 from our league, the top 4 from the other league, because we have 2 fantasy leagues going on. So the top 4 teams from each side are going to meet in a fantasy playoffs during the NFL playoffs. We called it the Jake Jacobs playoff fantasy, named after the first champion, Jake Jacobs, or last year's champ, I should say. So Jamie, keep an eye out. I'm going to send you an email. We got to figure out a time when people can join the live stream and make their picks. But we also have to wait till after week 17 so we know what teams are in, so we know what players to choose from. Yeah, AJ Green has been hurt for so long. It's just been he's having a tough time coming back and adjusting. I think he needs new scenery, and I also think that just injuries and age have caught up to him. See, the interesting thing, Mickey, is that Jackson has to play this meta game. He has to essentially pick against Cassone, so he has to guess what side Cassone's going to be on, and then he has to pick based off of that. It's not even about if he thinks he's going to be right or not. It's just you want to be the opposite. Because if Cassone goes 0-16 and then Jackson goes 16-0, however unlikely that is, you just want to be on the opposite side. But that's tough. It's tough because we don't show people what people pick. So the only person that you could do that against is the Fat Guy and I. So technically, if you're above the Fat Guy and I right now, you could do that for the rest of the season. Yeah, the Texans did fumble. Texans are fine though. They don't need to win games, so it happened. It's too bad. They managed to get the cover, the under hit, which was nice because I was on the under, so I was very fortunate there. But that's how these games go. It was such a great play by Darius Leonard too on the goal line to come from behind and punch that ball out. Yeah, good point, Jackson. I don't think they were trying to lose. They're playing a team that's a lot better than them. Oh, Mud, that would be so exciting. A Bengals defense or special teams touchdown for the first touchdown of the game is 50-1. That would be nice. It looks like we got the fat guy joining us now.
Hello.
Oh, if it's not John Quincy Adams himself.
That's exactly what was on right before I got on. So I turned my computer on, or the screen on, and that was going in the background.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. What do we got? I think I had the stream up before, and it's 50-1 for the first score to be a Bengals touchdown. Was that what
Bengals DST touchdown?
Oh, DST. I was saying, God, that's pretty good odds for just a touchdown.
Yeah. JQ Adams was the best president according to Jackson.
I'm impartial to Ronald Reagan, but I didn't live in the States then, so. The notorious JQA, yeah. Yeah, I like this. It's this weird show, Cinema Verita. It's really hard to explain it. It's an inside joke where everyone is in on it except the target. His name's Perry. Anyways, he's haunted by a gay movie producer named John Quincy Adams. And anyways, John Quincy Adams leaves him phone messages with songs on it. I was listening to one of them, and it was very funny. It would just happen to be on when I turned the computer on. Anyways.
Don't you mean anywho?
Anywho. Yeah.
Fat guy, here's an interesting question that is probably not going to get an interesting answer, but who's your favorite NBA team?
Good. It actually, I don't know. I think it's a bit weird. Indiana Pacers.
Is that a shout out to Larry Bird?
It is. It is. And Reggie Miller. I liked Reggie. I always liked the fifth favorite guy. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, whatever was the lead, like known but not popular. So Reggie Miller was my guy when I was a kid. So Jackson said that his brother applied for the Calvin Coolidge Memorial Scholarship. So as this say to pretend that Calvin Coolidge was the best president ever. Wasn't Calvin Coolidge the president during the Great Depression? Like, I don't know how you could swing that one.
Yeah, that would be impressive.
What a baby, by the way. Carson Wentz. What a loser and a baby. I feel that way about go ahead.
Well, did he say that? Like, was he on camera saying that, or was there just a report that he said that? Because
that's a good. I don't have any evidence.
I could care less about what's reported on. If he said it on TV or whatever, or in an interview, then yeah, that sucks. But if he didn't say it, I'm not gonna believe some report. Just not how I work.
Oh, his agent said it. Well, good, nice agent, buddy. Nice agent. Who is his agent, anyways?
Of course, his agent's gonna say it. I don't care what his agent says. The agent's just trying to get paid. That's it.
Wentz stinks. He's having a bad year. I bet you he could resurrect his career somewhere else right now. but
Yeah.
he needs pretty good conditions to continue to be successful. Going back, Jack, if you were president during the Roaring '20s, you didn't have to do much, and you probably were partially responsible for the Great Depression. I mean, it's not that many years after, so.
Trubisky has the same. I haven't watched all the Bear snaps that closely.
Not recently, yeah.
But the offensive line play was really, really bad when we were getting to watch him in primetime earlier in the year. Trubisky's just like Wentz. He's one of those guys he's gonna be a lot better when he's not pressured as much.
So is everybody, really.
Well, most quarterbacks. The best, it doesn't matter, it seems like, or they can adjust to it, or like better coaching staffs can get more out of players, but for Trubisky, like, so much protection is important for him to play well. Reports out of India, they plan to bring back Rivers. It's like, I don't think any team's planning on anything right now. Like, they got to wait till the off season to kind of make those decisions. Like, what if Rivers goes like 5 interceptions in a playoff game? Like, they're probably not going to want to bring him back, whether that actually matters or not. Jimmy's hoping for the upset tonight, so am I. I've got 2 units on plus 14.5 and 1 unit on the money line, hoping to be able to get some buyback on a live line during the game. CK says, "Hey, fat guy and Big Rye, lost my fantasy matchup by 0.6 points, and I left 53 points on my bench because I overthought it." That's how fantasy works. Them's the breaks. That's just how things go. That's why fantasy drives people crazy, because you do have that, that regret later on if you don't start the guy with more points. But there's a reason you started the guys you did. I'd say it's pretty likely that Finley throws a pick 6, more so than other games. It looks like the fat guy disconnected. I know him and I we've been having power issues the last few days, or today, because of the weather here. So it's going to be a little bit, but he will be joining us again once he can get his power on. Actually, let's take a look to see if we can. I'm sure there's interception props. Yeah, for Ryan Finley, under 1.5 interceptions is minus 191, which is interesting because 2 or more would be tough to do. Roethlisberger, minus 158 to throw. No interceptions. Zid Vonal predicting it's going to be a 5-star entertainment game. I wouldn't mind that. I went to swap Goff out for Hurts, but forgot the Rams started at 4:05. Oh, so you had Goff starting instead of Hurts? That sucks. Well, it's one of those things that sucks now, but there was no guarantee Hurts was going to put up more points than Goff. It just so happened that he probably did. Let's take a look at the betting market again. We'll see how more bets have rolled in. We are now sitting at 17,000 bets. 34% of bettors are on the Bengals, 37% of the money. So there has been a lot more money coming in on the Steelers as kickoff approaches, even at 14.5. It looks like the line has also been pushing a little bit more towards the under, as well as more sharp bettors are on the under, so keep an eye out for that as well. Not enough for me to bet the under, but it's an interesting thing to follow along with. All right. Looks like kickoff is just about to happen. I'm going to switch over the game to my main screen. The Muppets are wild tonight. That's something I wasn't expecting to hear. So I will be following the live lines for this game quite closely, hoping for at some point Steelers to come below minus 700 on the live line. That way I can bet back on the Steelers and make some guaranteed money, but there's no guarantee that live money line comes down below minus 700. So we'll see. Hopefully a strong start from the Bengals would be very nice. All right, so Steelers start with the ball after a touchback. Play action. And they start off going deep. Oh, almost intercepted. It's interesting. Roethlisberger brought this up on one of his interviews after the game, and he talked about how James Washington is his guy he wants to go to for contested catches. And that was quite the contested catch. Corner got on the right side of that. Ball was a little bit underthrown. Snell's getting the start. He gets the first carry as well on second down. Anybody see those two dots in the sky everyone's shitting their pants about? I did not see it, Mickey. Maybe you could share it in the Discord. Ebron in motion. Bengals show blitz, but they drop back. Oh, man. Mud, that was almost 2 interceptions on the first 3 plays for Ben Roethlisberger. And that last one, if it got intercepted, could have gone to the house. At 50-1, holy smokes, would have that been nice. Deontay Johnson with his league-leading 12th drop. Not good number, especially for a guy who runs so many shallow routes. Here we go. Can Erickson take this to the house? No. Unfortunate. I didn't make much of that hit, but that guy definitely looks unconscious on the field. Oh, that was what? I want to see a replay. If it's like broken fingers or broken legs, I can't take that, but for some reason a hit to the head I can watch all day. That's, I believe Derek Watt's the fullback. They still do have Jalen Samuels, so, but Derek Watt is a nice part of the offense as far as a fullback wanting to run the ball. Yeah, Big Ben. I think Big Ben has played one of his better seasons in recent memory. There's a reason why the Steelers have been so good this year as far as winning games. It didn't look bad, but it was a knee to the head, so it's just there's a lot of velocity going into that hit. It's going to fire up his bro, possibly. So here's Ryan Finley. And Gio Bernard with a good run to start out this game. It looks like he picks up about 8 on first down. Giovanni Bernard with a sweet mustache. Yeah, Hayward is a load. So is Tuitt. Is Stephon Tuitt back playing? Is that... Yeah, he is playing, which is nice to see. Those guys are excellent inside. It really sets the pace for this defense. Yeah, they lost Bud Dupree. They've got a rookie starting on the outside. I didn't catch his name. But Steelers, it's usually next man up, and guys tend to play well. So it's a nice opportunity for a young outside linebacker, defensive end type player. This run is going to get stopped, so it's going to be an early punt from the Bengals, 3 and out. Fat guy is... So a punt here from the Bengals. And they're going to net 4 yards from the start of the game, and they're going to reset this one possession in each way. 2 3 and outs. Microphone's not on quite yet.
What about now?
You're good now.
Wow. There we go.
going on, Don?
Hello, sir. I'm just looking up. Sorry, guys, my power went out, and it could happen again. It's been going on and off all day.
Yeah, I did the same to me. It's just lots of snow here, or not lots, but enough snow to give us some technical difficulties today, guys. So in case we shut down, you know why.
Your power went out?
I started the live stream at 4:30, and the power went out literally as I hit start the stream.
Huh. Oh. I'm only a block away from Surrey, Ryan, so. Who do I think is gonna win? Pittsburgh. But that's neither here nor there. Are they gonna cover the number? That's always it. The left tackle for the Bengals is Fred Johnson, who was a Pittsburgh UDFA, a guard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually know who that is.
Yeah, Mr. Fuse, I'd do some work on him.
Yeah. Xavier Suafilo, Trey Hopkins, Quinton Spain, Bobby Hart, and Fred Johnson are the offensive line starters for the Cincinnati Bengals.
This is pretty pathetic. This is pretty bad. Why isn't Billy Price playing? Is he hurt? I know he hasn't really panned out. He was an offensive lineman of the year, word-wise in college.
Also, Derek Watt was unconscious on the field on a special teams tackle. Yeah. The Bengals had a promising run on first down, and it was 2nd and 2, and they didn't manage to pick up 2 more yards. So both teams 3 and out, and Steelers have the ball on their 22.
Man, Billy Price isn't even, when you type it in the Wikipedia, the first 2 come up for the actor and the singer. Thank you, Don. We really appreciate that.
I'm doing the exact same thing, Jackson. I've got the live line up, and I'm just watching it. Second and medium from the Steelers.
Wow.
William Jackson with the coverage. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Appreciate it, Don. Don thinking that the Steelers should cover 14 points.
I don't know. We'll see. It's not looking like a good start. It could all change on this play, though.
3rd and 5 for the Steelers.
No flag. They're really attacking these corners. They're playing. Was Jackson again on a on press man?
Yeah, lining up against James Washington. So that's 2 contested balls to James Washington that have been really played well by the Bengals corners. Yeah, excellent coverage from William Jackson III.
It's a good name.
So
sounds like a presidential name, William Jackson.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, it's such an English name.
The live line is currently minus 700 for the Steelers. So we're a decent drive here by the Bengals could already mean buyback on the Steelers on the money line.
You take the Bengals?
Yeah, I did 1 unit on the Bengals at plus 701.
Oh, so you're going for guaranteed money?
I'm hoping.
You're experimenting? You're experimenting?
Well, it's a high line, so we'll see if we can get some opportunity.
Yeah, 7-1 doesn't. That's the thing people don't understand. So you take 7-1. Oh, you think that the Bengals are going to win? No, that's not what I think at all. I think they're going to win slightly more than 1-7. That's what I think. That's what that bet means, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Tyler Boyd in motion.
Man, that was a good play. Who's 28 on that? Is Mike Hilton? He's had a good couple games in a row now.
That could be it, Don.
I think you run this again, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what they did on the first drive. So it's been 5 runs so far, no throws for the Bengals. I think it's a good way to get Finley acclimatized to. It doesn't look like a run here, though. Incomplete pass. Nice man coverage. I believe that was Nelson in coverage. Is that Steven Nelson?
I believe so. Formerly of the Chiefs. Sure is.
He sat on that route, so a good job by him and the Steelers defensive coaches setting up their players to make plays.
Capper, I honestly think they're so limited that like I don't actually blame them. They have a third string quarterback. They really do. Second or third string, and it's just not. You know what this is doing? This is making me believe Joe Burrow is not just the real deal. He is one of the better players in the league.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. I think the future is bright for Joe Burrow.
Well, I hope the knee injury doesn't like damper him a lot.
What is the exact injury for him?
He tore his ACL, MCL, I think.
Yeah, it's the same injury that you picked up. So it's gonna be it's gonna take him probably 2 years to be fully healthy, is my guess.
Yeah.
Like he'll be back playing next year, but it's not going to be at 100%, which is dangerous with this team and this offensive line, how it's structured right now.
I wouldn't play him next year. I got to be honest. Be bad. And you know what you might be able to do if you're really bad next year is you might be able to trade down and get a whole bunch of picks because one offensive lineman is not going to help you.
Yeah, they need a handful of guys.
They need 7 guys on O-line.
Yeah. And that doesn't include a lot of the guys they have right now.
John Stacey might have made the best comparison possibility. Derrick Rose is perfect. Derrick Rose is the youngest player ever to win an MVP in the NBA. And Joe Burrow was well on his way to being the offensive MVP or offensive rookie of the year, rather. And that could very well happen. That's a bad injury.
The only thing though is that Burrow, like at least quarterback in general, it's not as important. And he's not Lamar Jackson or Robert Griffin III is probably the best example. Like those guys, like a knee injury like that is pretty serious. But for Burrow, I don't think it's going to be.
Well, you're saying because it's a lot more of a mental game for him.
Yeah, I just don't think it's not as important. There's been other quarterbacks in the past that have had that same injury and came back and still been successful.
Jackson's also right that Herbert would still be in contention. I still think it would be hard to hard to vote against Burrow considering some of these performances, but
I think the reason why Herbert probably had the edge was just stats wise, because the guys who are voting for that are just going to look at like touchdowns, and if Herbert had more, he's probably going to get it. But Burrow's in a much more
oh
difficult
my.
situation.
Oh my.
That's excellent. It looks
Okay.
like we are going to get the. It looks like we're going to get our minus 700 or better.
Oh, Ben messed that up, and then DeCastro pushed it.
What a weird.
I've never seen that, like that bad.
Yeah, that's what you expect from the Bengals side, not from the Steelers side.
Yeah. This has been an ugly 3 games. You know what I'm going to tell you? We're going to get a good price on Steelers like AFC Championship.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
You know what I mean? I almost want them to lose this game now, and I don't mind buying them. You know, because it just can't get like if you lose this game, this would be the 3rd in a row, and it's unreal. Would this game be like the Jets versus the Rams? I mean, it's not far off. It would be less shocking, but not. It's very close.
The lights are flickering in here, which is not a good sign, guys. So
Okay, yeah, we could lose this too. So
hopefully power sticks around. I might actually turn off these lights because they might not be helping.
So Mudhole got a defensive touchdown 50-1. Oh man, 2% chance for first score. I don't know. I kind of like that. That's got to be a first down.
DST first score. So
DST even. Wow. That should be a first down though. So I guess we're 1 for 2 for pass plays. That's not bad. They gave it to him. Fantastic.
He did look short, but it's I'll take it.
It's pretty
Actually,
negligible.
Yeah. I was going to say 3rd and 1 might be nice, but I think these guys need every chance they can get.
Yeah, well, they just false started. I think it's 85. Is that CJ Uzoma?
I think that's T. Higgins.
It is T. Higgins. Yeah, rookie mistake. I would hardly call it a snowstorm. I would call it a light snow dump. But we're from the West Coast, so like people in Vancouver overreact a lot to snow. So there's a lot of panic here whenever it happens. It's very lame. We're the least Canadian city in Canada.
Fat guy, I need you to explain this because I mess it up every time. But Mad Capper currently is tied for first. He's got the Bengals along with Weiss picks, but he has a total of 37. Weiss picks has 48. So what's the number where he wins?
So sorry, say that again. He has a
Mad Capper's at 37. So if the Bengals cover and the total's 30 points, he went over.
No,
right?
that's
so
over.
That's a loss.
That's over.
So that would be a tie.
So the other guy has how many?
48. So if the score falls between 37 and 47 for Mad Capper, you are going to win. Yeah, John Stacy loves that I can't remember this. It's just part of being the village idiot, John.
I have a question here. I have a statement rather. Did anyone just see that run by Brandon Allen and how pussy that was on first down? What are you doing? Ryan Finley, sorry. That was insanely pussy. Like,
I don't even know who the backup is though, so he might have to play ultra conservative considering actually this is quite interesting.
If it's who I think it is, is it Kevin Hogan?
Kevin Hogan is the backup running
Why
back
don't
for
you
this
start
game.
him? I'm sorry. Kevin Hogan is a better player than Ryan Finley. He might not be in the system, but Kevin Hogan can run. Do you know what I
Kevin
mean?
Kevin Hogan could score. Would have scored on that last play if he was quarterback on the first
He would
down
have.
play.
He would have. He would have scored on that. I'm not even. That's not even a joke.
Oh, this is not good. And I can't get distracted here. I need the live lineup.
You have to step up, Finley. What are you doing? Holy, that you could have ran that in. Oh my goodness, that's bad. Can we put Kevin Hogan in? Austin Siebert? Oh man, this is a brutal team. I'd even like their kicker. Hey, first points on the board of the Bengals.
John, I'll check it out shortly. It's probably just because I haven't updated stuff yet. So the spread is 10.5. Money line is a minus 520. So I'm gonna jump on that. Oops. Why? This is not making any sense at all.
Boomer Esiason went. I'm pretty sure they won. Well, the last time they won playoffs games, I swear it was probably Boomer Esiason. And because they haven't won a playoff game since 1990, they also went to the Super Bowl with Boomer Esiason. And as well as Ickey Woods. They lost, of course, to the 49ers. Started off with a big hit by Ronnie Lott. That was 83, I believe. I wonder what the odds were the Bengals score first. Me too.
So I got back on the Steelers. If the Steelers win, I'm up 0.3 units. So automatic break even or moneymaker. Thank you to the Bengals for getting that first score.
Boomer's real name is Norman Julius. Yeah, he would have won. The last time the Bengals won a playoff game, it was when Boomer Esiason was a quarterback. That was my first jersey I got. It's the weirdest thing. We had this play in high school, or started in high school when I was in like grade 5 or something, and you had to have a football jersey. And my cousin played football, and he was a Jets fan. He still is. Worst gambler of all time, most degenerate gambler of all time. Anyways, he gave me a Jets Esiason jersey. I used to wear that to school a lot. So I don't know. I guess I have an affinity towards that. Never became a Jets fan though. I don't know why. I guess they weren't bad enough when I started liking football. That's got to be it. Is Boomer in the Hall of Fame? I don't think he is. He was an NFL most valuable player too. I didn't know that in '88. He might get in because of his other stuff too. They're showing it said Ben needs to play better. The 2 throws he made weren't bad. Like the guy was just covered. I don't see it. Like one he could have floated it and dropped it right over in a bucket, but very difficult. In theory, Don, yes. Is Pittsburgh playing bad on offense, or it's got to be a combo of both? Because that was decent from a corner. I think the cornerbacks on Cincinnati have had a good game so far, to be honest.
Well, technically, John Stacy is in the race to win the T-shirt, but he needs the Steelers. He either needs the luck of the spin of the wheel, or he needs the Steelers to cover the spread and the total to be 38 or 39.
Also, a low-scoring game, though, and the Steelers gives him the wheel, eh?
Yeah. What's going on, Brett?
Hello, sir.
I think Jags are the favorites right now to be able to draft first in the
Heavy favorite, I believe.
Draft. I was 2 units on the Bengals, plus 14.5. I did 1 unit on the Bengals money line, but I bought back on the Steelers money line with the Bengals getting up early.
He took a guaranteed profit. Well, I think if the Steelers lose this game, the Browns win the division. I think they can.
How many times have they, or they still have to play, right?
No, they played one game. The Steelers beat them. I think they have another. I think they're playing the Steelers week 17.
I think you're right. So I'm not sure on all the tiebreakers, but they could finish with the same record.
They could finish with a better record, actually.
Oh,
Cincy
man.
almost with another interception.
Don, I don't know. I haven't been following all that stuff. When the playoffs come around, then I'll worry about who falls where.
Steelers play at Browns. That could be for the division. I can't believe he didn't get an interception on that. Who is 34 on the Bengals? I gotta look that up. I have their roster right here. I could just look. No, that's Steelers.
It's Samaj Pirine.
It is, isn't it? I knew it. I was gonna say that, but wasn't sure. He blew up 2 guys rushing that punt.
It's a strong dude.
He is. He's one of the strongest guys in the league.
Maybe one of the strongest running backs to ever play.
Yeah. Pound for pound, that is. Him and Austin Eckler. Oh, bench press. Those would be my first 2 picks for running backs. Would be Austin Eckler and Samaj Pirine. Oddly enough, like not exactly successful, you know. That looked like a false start in the right tackle, Bobby Hart. Okay. AJ Green deciding to play for 1 snap. One of my least favorite players in the entire NFL, AJ Green. Another baby. Another huge baby.
Fitting that ball in between Hayden and Fitzpatrick. It's a nice throw.
That was a perfect throw, actually. You got Finley over 180 passing yards. You're gonna have to hope for more. That was an outlier, that play. Wow. I still think they're better off with Kevin Hogan. He took AJ Green over 30 receiving yards. You seem to have a lot of overs when they happen. Jets money line too, Ryan. We should call you the Oracle. No, we'll call you Larry Ellison, the Oracle. Who's hurt here? Is this Tyler Boyd?
It's Tyler Boyd.
That was close. He might have hit his head real hard. You already hit your green prop on that one reception. Maybe he's doing the old Jimmy the Greek horse racing thing where he bets on all 10 horses.
Well, that's a guaranteed winner, right?
That's true, and it could even be profitable too, depending on how long a horse odds are. Alex Reed, hello. Alex. Wow. I don't really even like Owen Wilson.
Yeah, there's so many cuter guys out there.
Fucking Bruno routine with you every time. Hey CK, how you doing? This McDonald's commercial for beef ranch, is bizarre to me too. Oh, and it said it's only available. Only the quarter pounder comes with sustainable beef. So what if I get a McDouble? It's not the same beef. Wow. I don't know. I'm 300 pounds, Alex. I think that's good enough. I'm technically fat. I'm 6'6", so it's not like morbid or anything, but it's not a good look. I got to be real. Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler Boyd's up walking, so hopefully he can return.
I think offensive lineman with a long hair is a terrible idea because I have an idea. I have an idea of what would happen. I mean, if I was a defensive lineman and you were reach blocking, I would yank that stuff right out of your head. That would be me. That was a draw anyways. You can't punt this though. This is so wimpy. I think you got to go for it here. He is lame as that is.
It's one of the benefits of having Austin Siebert as your kicker.
He could have passed that, and it would have been on that wide receiver screen. There was no corner there. Oh. No, Big Rye is a small leprechaunish man. They're going for a field goal? I doubt it. There's no way. What is it? It's like I bet you that was a 5% chance. I don't even. Oh my goodness! You even said it. It's one of the benefits of having Austin Siebert is you know that's out of his range.
Yeah, it's a miss from 55. The Steelers are going to get their best field position of the night from that miss.
I don't know what the hell that was. I can't believe they. Like, why wouldn't you go for it there? Like, I understand that the chance of them getting it is probably in the 20% realm. It's still higher than them hitting that field goal. And you get more expected points, too, if they make that play. Another near interception for this, we'll call it hot Bengals defense. I don't know. Oh! Oh, that was right at him. Dude, if Pittsburgh played itself, that defense would have had 21 points already.
The secret to Big Ben this year has been getting the ball out of his hands fast, and I feel like he's been holding on to these a little bit longer. So kudos to the Bengals defense for an airtight game plan and so far well executed. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and long here, 3rd and 7.
What are the chances right now of this? 40% to get this?
I'm not too sure.
Like, I'm asking you what your gut is. We don't know. We don't have the numbers in front of us.
37, 35%.
37, okay. I think it's a pretty strong favor the Bengals to make a stop here, oddly enough. Whoa! Okay, if the whistle's blown, why did 76 push him from behind to the ground? Dude, that's a fumble, man, I think.
That looked like a fumble to me.
Like, how do they whistle it dead every time? I want to see this again. That was a bad boy hit, though. What a mean streak from this Bengals defense so far. Fantastic. Dude, that's a fumble.
There's an interesting thing I'll talk about after I see this replay.
That was from 24. Is that Von Bell? They challenged this, right? I hope they did.
Well, there's two things about this. If this, it's either a fumble or it's probably a flag for hitting a defenseless receiver. And I don't think he was defenseless because he turned around. He was already heading upfield when this happened.
I can't believe they whistled that down, though.
That is insane because that should be a fumble recovery for the Bengals. And if this isn't whistled down, like he might actually...
he might have been gone. That might have been a touchdown. Bell did hit him head to head. I get that, but that flag didn't get thrown, and that's not reviewable. I don't even care. Like, I want the violence back in football. I understand it's the rule, though, but whatever.
There's a flag on the play?
No, there isn't.
I'm asking. I can't hear, so I don't know what's going
on.
No,
there isn't.
The replay over and over.
This is a clear fumble and recovery. I always say I don't know, like, because I don't know I always say I don't know what the rule is now, because it's different every game. I don't know how this isn't a clear fumble, and I can't believe the referees do this every time. They whistle plays dead so much. And then the other thing too is if they whistled it dead, why did the Steeler offensive lineman get to push the Bengal player to the ground? Well, Brian Johnson, Earl Thomas is a bit of hot water. Him and his brother double teamed some woman that wasn't his wife, and I don't know. It doesn't look like a good look for people. I guess that's it. You got a Fournette Jaguars jersey today? Oh, it's probably real cheap. That's got to be up there for worst jerseys. Fournette Jags. It's not the worst though. Jets Favre. Flacco Broncos. Mickey Hill nailed it. That's the best worst jersey. Vikings Favre is pretty bad. as well. Woo. Woo. McNabb football team. There we go. That's a fumble. McNabb football team or McNabb Redskins, whatever. And McNabb Vikings was bad. McNabb won a game with the Vikings where they only got 30 yards of 30 passing yards, I believe, the whole game.
How about a Brady Bucks jersey?
The jury's not out on that one yet, Big Rye. That's such a square move, though, if you got that. That'd be fun to show up at the Super Contest in a Brady Bucks jersey. Dude, you're going to have literally everyone looking at you like, this guy is the best troll of all time. I think it was against the Chargers. McNabb Vikings, Chargers. 2011. Yes, 7 for 15, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Antonio Brown Patriots. Yeah, that's up there.
I know what the best one is, but I got to remember his name. What is it? I want a Kendall Hinton Broncos jersey.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Kendall Hinton Broncos. I think we've settled it.
Practice squad wide receiver having to play because of COVID protocols.
I remember I remember saying this is going to be horrible, and you're like, it can't be that bad.
Well, the bad part, live line Steelers minus 340, so I jumped on that too early. The bad part was the play calling. The play calling was disastrous. And I know you say like you give them a pass because they didn't have time to practice, but like they still ran plays. Like it was just so unnecessary how they used him.
They didn't have one practice together with this guy. What do you want?
You and I play NFL Street a million times, and 99% of the time neither of us drafts a quarterback. And there's not a chance we would have called the same plays that they called in that game. So let's put that into perspective. It's terrible, terrible coaching.
You're also making a comparison between NFL football and you and I playing NFL Street in our undies.
So you would have dropped back and had Kendall Hinton throw whatever it was, 10 passes? Yeah, it's terrible.
That wouldn't be me.
It's terrible. I think that's blasphemy as far as coaching performances this year. That's probably the worst in the top of my head.
I would have ran out of the eye everything because everyone knows that, I would imagine, since high school. I'd be running high school plays pretty much because that's all that's... And I didn't even play football, so I'd be leaning on... I think you could throw one play at PA in there.
How about this? How about you don't announce that your practice squad wide receiver is going to be the starting quarterback? Just line up with whatever running back you have. Throw that guy in for the 3 plays. Do the double reverse and have him throw it 60 yards downfield. Like, that's what you do. Like, what's the point in announcing that guy as the starter and then having him play in shotgun and having him make reads and make throws? Like, what a joke. That's terrible. Tom Brady got a lot of breaks from officials. Yeah, that seems about right. A lot of the rules have changed so he can play longer. So the Vikings is out of the playoffs. I have no clue, Don. Moose said not yet. How did Kevin Green die? I feel like untouchable. Mr. Finley is setting up a joke.
A lot of those guys, man, it's got to do with cardiovascular. They are rushing a lot of corners. 3rd down and 3. So we missed with that Kevin Green thing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them promoting it. We missed 2 downs.
Haven't just got better on defense. That's a line. First and 10 for the Bengals in the red zone. Is it too much to ask for a Bengals touchdown?
Yes.
Keep in mind they've already missed a field goal, so it could be 6-0 at this point. Albeit a very unlikely field goal to make.
Hey, did you see AJ Green like not even block that corner and go up to the safety? Is it me over exaggerating?
He was no, he matadored the entire play.
The guy is just I can't stand receivers. I really can't. They're the biggest babies in the world, and the effort level is next to zero for everyone who's high paid. They all remind me of like Randy Moss when he played for the Raiders. Speaking of bad jerseys.
Yeah, if the Bengals put up some
That was a
points here,
false start on 68.
It's going to be nice.
Wow.
So far, the Bengals have played quite flawlessly, if you ask me. No mistakes. Honestly, it's been good.
Flawlessly on offense? I don't know. The defense has played flawlessly. I think that's fair.
Well, they haven't made any mistakes. This is one of those games where a mistake could be the end of it for the Bengals, and
I think not going for it and kicking that 55-yarder was a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm seeing touchdowns in the. What a run! What a run! Wow.
Let's go Bengals. That's really nice. You ask and you shall receive when it comes to the Giovanni Bernard touchdown from the Cincinnati Bengals, up 9-0.
Cassone took Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He's a Steelers fan. I know that much. Didn't Mad Capper win? Did he win Week 9?
We have a 10-0 Bengals lead on the live line. Steelers minus 195. A nice opportunity to buy back if you've taken the Bengals, or just let this ride. Bengals are up 10. Matt Capper did win. He just said he forgot what week it was.
Pretty sure it was Week 9. That's a bizarre way of hedging, but I guess that works.
That's the... You lose quite a bit of juice with the parlay, but it is a nice way to be able to save yourself, at least guarantee some money. So kudos. That was a heads-up play, CK. I'm going to grab some food while we're waiting for this net one. Next series. Yeah, Don,
Big
we're gonna
Ben.
have a video tomorrow morning for NBA markets, so keep your eye out for that.
The Big Ben could have had a Nathan Peterman start to this game. There's only one turnover he's been responsible for. He could have been on the hook for 5. A good friend of mine is predicting a stock market crash in the US next week. So, we'll see how he does. Well, that's what he claims. My friend is like a bizarre autist, you know what I mean? Very, very wealthy family, never worked, just studied his whole life. Not that good with people. Uh, but he does crazy options and stuff. He's up or down $1 million every few months, pretty much. So he's got a bunch of options. He bought today. He told me. So I can't understand everything because I'm not in the financial world. So it's like probably someone listening to me talking about gambling. It doesn't really correlate, but he thinks that the new strain of COVID, an overreaction to it, is going to cause that. That's what he was explaining. So, and then he's sending me charts with circled stuff. I don't even know what it means, but I bought a bunch of silver stock because of him. So I didn't pick the ones necessarily he said, but the ones I have gone down. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I would imagine in a crash, precious metals are probably going to go higher, I would imagine. So I'm very, very well set up if that does happen. Zombies, yeah. I always found that bizarre about the vaccine. It doesn't stop you from spreading it. It doesn't stop you from getting it. Nice run from Benny Snell. I thought that was a first down. They gave it a low, bad spot here. Quantitative easing. I don't know what that is. I got to be honest. I know very little about financial markets. Well, I guess, serious financial markets, not gambling ones. That I can handle. Oh, that was bad. I would go for it here, though, if I'm the Steelers, to be honest. Maybe try Jalen Samuels. Yeah, I don't blame him here. Yeah, he got it. I think he clearly got it. Oh, they whistled it down. He would have been gone. That's got to be a first down. Good on the Steelers for not mucking around. Like, yeah, if you can't get a yard, a foot. I like whoever shot the D lineman that shot to the ground, kind of like almost chop blocking. That was great. It opened up space, and it stopped them from getting a push. I agree with that. And you play to win the game, absolutely. And winning the game isn't punting, at least rarely. Oh! Oh, man. Oh, Ebron's hamming this up now, but that was... Woo! We got some fire. We got some teeth from the Bengals today. Claypool's not open. Yeah, the safety would have had to... No, Claypool is not open there. Hey, good luck, Jax. Have a good one. Bengals have had some good performances this year. This happens to be a big one on prime time. It's good for probability, I'm gonna say, in regards to let's call probability, like realities, like that Jets win kind of put into perspective, like anyone really does have a chance of winning. If the Jets can win that game, every game in the NFL is a possibility, right? To what degree, right? Yeah, you could say it's a fluke or whatever. I don't really like the terms fluke. Like, it's just a low probability, right? You know what I mean? So by definition, everything that's low probability is a fluke. And I guess that's the way it is. I just never like the term because it's fluke. It almost implies that it's out of the realm of possibilities. Glad my power's back on. I thought I was going to have to read for the next 5 or 6 hours.
Did the Bengals get another 3 and out?
The Bengals get another 3 and out. Yes. Or no, not 3 and out. 6 and outs.
They got the ball back.
An unlikely chance occurrence, especially a surprising piece of luck. I got 9 books going right now, Jay. I got a book thing that I keep track of. So, The Economy of Sports Betting. I'm rereading Sharp Sports Betting. I'm rereading a book on Bayes' theorem. Mathematics of Poker by William Chen. Exploitative Play in Live Poker by Alexander Fitzgerald. Play Optimal Poker. I don't know who's the author of that. Your Worst Poker Enemy. No Limit Hold'em for Advanced Players. I'll be rereading that by Matthew Janda. And The Mental Game of Poker. So, there you go. I got 9 going. 6 poker, 3 sports betting.
And I've been watching a ton of Mission All In, the Brantley Walker Off the Books Book 1 edition by Nicole Edwards. Highly recommend.
Oh, this might have been Big Ride. That was second down. I think they still have another. I think it should be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Oh, 2nd and 15. Huh. Because Eric Ebron went down with an injury, I think, to try and get a flag. Great run by Snell. .58 really, really messed that up. Yeah, I would have. It's not that I picked them to win. I think they have a better chance of winning. Very high. Playboy issue 337. Who's on the cover? I thought didn't they end Playboy? Is it not around anymore?
I think they don't have the physical magazine, but I think the company's still going.
I don't think that company made a lot of money near the end.
We sure are, Don. Nice tackle. I also like that he kneed him in the head when he got up.
Yeah. Sounds loud. Is that piped in crowd noise?
In Cincinnati?
Wow.
Uh,
No, there's no 6. There
oh
might be
my
a taunting
goodness.
flag here.
Well, he hit him late. He hit him like when he was way out of bounds. The other thing too is like he could have cut that back inside and probably got like another 20 yards, but he
I
decided
know.
to
That's the
dance out
part I
of
didn't
bounds.
understand. Like, why did he? Why did he? Like dance? Why didn't he cut that inside? There is no taunting.
That had to have been a late hit.
It was 76. He did. He did that on the fumble too. That got blown dead.
That's like as late of a hit I've ever seen out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one like hit him with a helmet or something. Like, surprising to me. AJ Green is walking around like a guy who's gonna get fired. He's like doing that like mopey thing. I wouldn't even have him on the field. I did like we're good.
They're up 10-0 against a division rival, and it looks like he doesn't care.
Yeah, and this is like this is a big game for them. This is the biggest game of the year, I would say, as far as like where this season has headed.
Mm-hmm.
Live line, Big Rye, could you fill us in?
There's nothing up right now, so we have to wait. If the Bengals score a touchdown on this drive, my guess is that the live line would probably be Bengals minus 2.5.
Yeah, but they're playing for their jobs, Jay. That's the thing about professional football is, one man's trash is another guy's treasure. Holy! And Bernard is having a game. See, think about this. For a guy like Giovanni Bernard, there's a chance that he's not on the team anymore. He's a veteran. I think he's a reasonable backup running back, all of that jazz. But I mean, he's proving that he's worth a roster spot. You know what I mean? Like a game like this goes a long way for that. Dude,
It's not even just a tryout for your own team. It's a tryout for NFL teams in general.
Yes, yeah. They want to stay in the game. And think of someone like Gio Bernard. What's his salary? $3 million a year?
I don't know off the top of my head, but Giovanni Bernard would be a very serviceable passing down back for a lot of teams, and that's right now. So he's just proving his worth with plays like that.
And not only that, he might, like, if you have a good year on a bad team, you might get a raise somewhere else, signing somewhere else. You know what I mean? And, like, think about that. For a lot of these guys, this is all they have. This is literally all that they have. They can't do jobs after. Like, they're not going to be able to get even a $40,000 a year job, probably. Like, they'd have to squeeze the college they went to or something like that, right? So this is going to be the money they have for the rest of their lives. So I don't blame them.
The other thing too is that like Zach Taylor doesn't mess around. Like this was a team that had Carlos Dunlap as a third string defensive end earlier in the year. So if you don't show up and play hard, you're not playing.
That's the contrary to that though is AJ Green. What the hell is he doing? He shouldn't be on this team. And the other thing too, here going inversely, who's going to want to pay AJ Green playing like this? He's going to get another shot because of his Pro Bowl status in past years. But what's his worth right now? $2 million a year, maybe. And you're reluctant
at that.
But
live line's up now. It's Bengals -3.5. I'm gonna actually jump on Steelers +3.5. At 2 units.
Cue the music. Mickey Hill making a request.
So I've got a middling play on the spread now as well. The thing that I'm concerned about is the success for Roethlisberger this year has come on quick throws, and they're forcing him to hold that ball, and he's making bad decisions the longer he has to hold it. But I got 2 units each on the middle. So any finish between Steelers +3.5 and Bengals +14.5 is a 4-unit win.
That's huge. What was the contest
I think it was like 12.5. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I thought it was 13.5, but it doesn't matter.
I'll pull it up and let you know. It was Steelers by 13 was the line, Mickey.
Middle. Man, this guy's fleet of foot, Giovanni Bernard. He's a smart guy, too. I like him.
I'll never forget the podcast. I can't remember if it was his rookie year or second year, but incredibly bright dude. I was very impressed with Giovanni Bernard.
This might be a hold against the Steelers. Mixon has an injured foot. They're just shutting him down. Another penalty from the Steelers. This is Ben's worst statistical game I can remember. That was a high point of attack for Deontay Johnson. Real short fella. Wow. I would just try and run twice here to get the first down. I'm going for it for me. What a play! He just got a flag for taunting Mackenzie Alexander. What a moron. What a complete moron. Do you want to win this game or not?
So is that considered... Is that going to get them a first down, or is
Yeah,
that
oh yeah,
considered
for
after
sure.
the play?
No, it's third down. Big Rye. That's a first down. Oh.
I talked about it earlier, how so far the Bengals have played flawlessly, and there's the first mistake.
I think the field goal is a clear mistake. Not going for it. I think it's a clear mistake.
This
Guy
is
who has
offsetting penalties. Yeah, I'm not happy with that decision, but as far as play on the field, it's been very solid from the Bengals.
Number 50. Everything depends, Don. Like if you get a good price on anything, it's better to bet it, but you have to know what a good price is, and that's where the skill lies. And prices change, so there's no, and exploitive plays change. What a play! He's got to. They have to really get him to calm down here, because he's made two bonehead plays, strutting and then getting that offsetting penalty. Like whatever, you're hyped and stuff, but this game is so far from over. That was great, though. He made two great plays on defense. Don't wreck it. He called a fair catch on that? You have two guys goal side blocking, and you call it Fair catch. Why are you even returning kicks then? What's the point?
Well, it's just being conservative. They probably just want to make sure they have the ball till the end of half.
My God, man. It's not like your offense is burning it up. That's brutal, though. That is absolutely brutal. The chance of contact was so minimal. He could have returned it and slid after 10 yards. It was easy. The fumble chance was very minimal. That was bad, in my opinion. Two guys. It's not you. Oh, my goodness. Bengals under 13.5 points. That sounds like the squarest bet in the world, Mickey. 13. So you're taking the worst offense, arguably, in the NFL against the best defense. And so you're taking the under. It's so hokey, in my opinion. He might have had the math, though. That's the funny thing. I could be wrong in that. Who got the touchdowns for Cincinnati? Was it
Giovanni Bernard?
Hey, yeah, who was the other one? Was it T. Higgins? Or are they both Bernard?
I'll pull it up because I can't remember off the top of my head.
He got both. Yeah, one receiving. Yeah, one receiving.
The live line is up to 6.5. Bengals minus 260. OU 40.5, so it's still too early to say.
I'll be back momentarily.
Sounds good. And Jay looks like he got down on Pittsburgh plus 3.5, plus 120. Yeah, it was up to 6.5 here at Pinnacle on the monitor, but they've just taken it down. Yeah, Moose got on 6.5. Nice job again by Steven Nelson with the pass breakup. Steelers are going to get the ball back to end the half, which is nice. Last time the Bengals shut down the Steelers was November 1990 with Chuck Noll. It's been a long time. Yeah, Zaps. Early on, I had 2 units on the Bengals, plus 14.5, and then I put 1 unit on the Bengals money line. But since then, I've bought back on the Steelers, both against the spread and on the money line. So the best result for me would be I've got Steelers plus 3.5, and I've got the Bengals plus 14.5. So any result there, I need the Steelers to make a bit of a comeback. And then in the contest, we got the Bengals plus 13. Oh, yeah. The Bengals still have all 3 timeouts. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to use them here, if they just want to take this to half. It looks like both teams just want to take it to halftime. That's probably going to take us to half. Does either team use a timeout now? The Bengals probably should have used their timeout earlier, but yeah, this is an unreal start for the Bengals. I think Ben's always hurt. He's always got something going on with how he plays. So, a little bit of a mistake there by Jalen Samuels getting out of bounds. I agree, Moose. It was a mistake. So the Bengals still have 2 timeouts. I'm not sure why there was such hesitation. There's a chance the Steelers might use one of their timeouts here before this punt. Oh, they get it off in time. Erickson with the fair catch. Luckily, Fat Guy wasn't here to see that. He'd be pretty upset with it. But this is going to get to half. Live line is now Bengals -7. And the Bengals received the ball to start the half. So excellent job by Zach Taylor and the Bengals. Steelers got to look in the mirror at halftime and figure out what they can do better. Ben has negative 3.24 fantasy points. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, 17-0 at half.
Yeah.
Reports are Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be out the rest of the season. Booger McFarland should not be allowed to be shown from the shoulders down on national TV. Jim Caldwell interviewed for Texans head coaching job. Yeah, Zaps, that's part of the reason why a bunch of us jumped on the Bengals money line.
They got to know something.
Yeah, Caldwell did a fine job. I'm trying to remember who was on his team. He's 64-54 as an NFL coach. Good for 54%.
Bengals get the ball start second half. I believe so.
Yeah, the Bengals do start with the ball, yes. I have no clue why the Lions fired their special teams guy, but it's probably because they didn't like the job he was doing. It's up to you, Otis. I jumped on the Steelers at plus 3.5, but it's really personal choice. They're plus 7, plus 105 at Pinnacle. So I'd say at 6, I wouldn't buy back because there's more optimal lines. Chris Berman looking like the fat guy and I on live TV right now.
Holy jeez! I just had the sound going on. I had him in the background on this this window. Holy. And Kevin Green died? I don't like his chances.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows why people get fired, especially right now.
You don't know what was said internally. You don't know what. Like, there's a million reasons. Maybe it's a big scandal that's brewing. Who knows?
I heard a stat yesterday that was interesting. There's been 40 teams that have come back from double-digit deficits and won this year. That's the most all-time.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it is It is tempting. It just depends how, if you feel like this is going to continue for the Steelers or if you think they're going to be better in the second half. I'm not 100% sure, but I highly doubt that it's the special teams coordinator that gets to choose if it's going to be a fake or not. I guess that's just team to team. But I have a feeling that would be more of like a head coaching decision, but I guess it's going to be different everywhere you are. I didn't realize one of Ahmed's touchdowns was on a hook and ladder play.
Ahmed?
That's what they were calling him on the broadcast. Salvin Ahmed.
That was Ahmed. Whatever. Does it matter?
He might. He played like gangbusters yesterday. Oh, that was a 2-point conversion play, Moose. Thanks. That game I watched pretty closely, but I must have stepped away for that play.
Oh, fantasy? Not at all. Fantasy doesn't move the needle for me. It's part of it. He has a good team. Good for him. I got some contemplation going.
If you turn it up loud enough, guys, you can hear the fat guy doing his breathing exercises.
It's the Wim Hof, you know. It's good for you. I'm back. Good results so far. Yeah, absolutely. How is poker with your fam? Doing it on Zoom? Doing or are you playing an app or something? Like PokerStar is like the club app or whatever?
Jackson's back home. He's probably just playing in person, if I had to guess.
Oh, he made it back home. Right on. What's Shanghai poker? That sounds fun. It's got the mystique of the Orient, right?
We had our friend share from WCW 1997. Apparently, there was a Steve McMichael versus Kevin Green match. Somehow they did a 10-minute match with a guy who isn't a wrestler. It's pretty impressive.
No, I've never played Go, to be honest. I found it interesting, but I've never played. Thoughts on LAC versus Denver? I got to save it for the show, Jonathan. I really do. It's coming out tomorrow. So I did cover it last night in our membership only video about the early lines, but I got to save it for the show. I really do, because it's, what we're going to be doing, right after this.
All right, so we got kickoff approaching. The Bengals get to receive, so we'll see if there's any trickery from the Steelers to start the half.
Wait, that YouTube documentary, I think I watched it. Was it it was really, really, really good, I think, if that's... Yes, I have. It was against Lee Sedol or whatever, the Korean guy. I watched this. It was really good, that one. Yeah, go I'll eventually get to, but I bet you I'm 10 years away from starting to play that. Wayne Allen Root, greatest tout ever. Is that an oxymoron? Greatest tout ever? Well, there's you could argue that Omaha does, but I mean, yeah, I think Omaha's a much easier game to play than Texas Hold'em. Because even though there's so many variables, the chances of something having a good hand is just very high in that game. So.
Cincy's like an underrated bad team.
It's almost better than for a family game, Jackson. Remember one year we were playing that game Ticket to Ride, and that's not a pure luck game, but there is some involved. And my entire family with I had probably 3 turns left. They turned their cards over and tried to work out how they could beat me. They do that with every game against me. It's brutal. Both my sisters and my parents. I still won, by the way. That could have been an that could have been a first down. I don't know why I say interception here. It just looks so bizarre to me. Whoever marketed Ticket to Ride, it's genius. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say, Jay. Thank you. Oh, I play heart. I used to play hearts all the time, Mickey. I'm quite good at hearts. At least I like to think so. The memory part's pretty easy for me because then you get to when you know what cards are out and what cards you can draw out. I really like that game. I like when I'm given the queen too, almost always. Yeah, hearts is similar to spades. I haven't played spades in forever. What I was gonna say about the game Ticket to Ride, it's perfectly marketed for women because it's about traveling and stuff. You know, or I mean, not that it's about traveling, but there's destinations and stuff, and women love traveling. I think it's just a good combo. Jack of Times -10. No, no, I haven't. Question though, Mickey, if the Jack of Diamonds is -10, would shooting the moon be uh 36 then? Yeah, 36. That makes sense. I would like that more. I shoot the moon quite often. Um, I would say more than normal in that game. But then if you play guys that know you, they intentionally throw you like 3 different suits. They never throw you 3 of 1. So then it makes it a lot harder. I used to play, I worked at a warehouse for a couple of years. I really just gambled at that warehouse. And sometimes when everyone lost too much playing Hold'em, we'd take a break and play Hearts. And there's me and the top 2 oldest guys. And then the fourth one would be a rotating guy. And there was a huge fight at the warehouse because he threw me 3 diamonds. And then then he led with diamonds to try and screw me. And I had 12 diamonds. And I just dropped them all at once. And the old guys freaked out at him. It was a very funny day. Diamonds are like Switzerland, absolutely. I think it's pretty easy to play optimal in hearts, so Uno is awesome. I haven't played Uno in forever. Yeah, they're going through all his throws. He's some ugly ones by Big Ben. What plays were made on this game? Big Ryan will have to run you through what he did.
Before the game started, I was on Bengals plus 14.5 on 2 units, 1 unit on the money line. And then as the games progressed, I bought back on Steelers money line. And I also bought back on Steelers plus 3.5. So I'm hoping for a middling play between the Bengals plus 14.5 and Steelers plus 3.5.
They didn't take any time off. The Bengals did with their possession. Thank you, Jonathan. You too, pal. Wow.
Yeah, good luck, Jonathan. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to volume up there, Chief.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Can't hear me?
No, I can hear you. It's just a little quiet.
All right. I'll get into it.
Yeah,
I'm intently watching the game. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Steelers here. Benny Snell gets the start. I guess James Conner's out.
Yes, he is. Oh, here we go. DTF. We have a sighting. What a tackle! Jesse Bates with a great tackle.
For his size, Claypool can really move.
That was so close. Touchdown, Deontay Johnson. No zaps, but I heard a lot of pros middled that game. Very interesting. I think Dylan's got like a pride fist holding up a dumbbell, and it kind of looks like the fist from like when Hunter S. Thompson ran for mayor of that Colorado town. Good for you, Moose.
That's awesome, Moose. Congrats.
He asked you a question, Dylan. I don't think that's out of line. Dude, the guy in the middle of this Steelers fan collage wearing a Roethlisberger jersey kind of looks like him.
Oh, he totally does.
Zero out of 6 eyebrows. Showing HST. Who's HST? We get an Oppenheim quote. Dylan Oppenheim quote. I am become Dylan, destroyer of worlds. Oh, Hunter S. Thompson. Oh, okay. Sorry, I brought him up and then I forgot who HST was. No, I haven't seen it. I can only imagine what it is, though, Mickey.
Who's Hunter S. Thompson?
Oh, Big Rye. He's a writer, more or less, but he's famous for being influential in drug culture and I guess party culture. He invented something called gonzo journalism, where rather than writing about something, you become a part of the story. So, like for once, like he invented like kind of how they do documentaries now, like Louis Theroux, if you know him. Like he lived with the Hells Angels for a couple of years and he wrote about it. Didn't end well for him. He had a bunch of stuff like that where he'd live the story and then he'd write about his experience. Yeah. And he was a talented writer.
I'm guessing this was quite a while ago then.
Yeah. He ended up killing himself because he said that like not out of like sadness, more out of like it's like, oh, my time ran out. Yeah, he ran for check out the logo, Jackson. It's like this weird fist with like 4 fingers or something. He only lost by like 10 or 11 votes, I think. So I haven't read about him in a long time. There's a movie that talks about him called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And everything about him toes the line between reality and drug-induced paranoia. So it's very interesting. He's very much a very much a 60s person, let's call it. Very free-loving. Loved guns. He was into politics and football, oddly enough. Problem was he'd go to cover stuff, and then the side story would become bigger than the event itself. Like him doing drugs or partying with, someone famous, for instance. And then the shenanigans they'd get into. So he kind of got away with all that stuff. Interesting. See how the Bengals respond here. Up 10. This is weird to say.
Steelers are minus 130 on the live line.
Who got more points in fantasy? Was it for Dylan? Did Herbert get more than Mahomes? I didn't check.
He most likely did, but I didn't check, so I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Jay wants to put bets on the final. and he's put a spread on it too.
He's giving a personal line.
I think
I like
can.
Ditka's
I think
got
you
a good
can
team.
go ahead of week and see.
Yeah, you can. They get stronger closer to, I would imagine, though.
Third and 7 for the Bengals.
Have you hit 50% yet, Dylan, in the spread contest? And even if you have to hold it just so you know. Of course you did. Well, you got to keep it. You got to keep it. I'm sure you would show him how to do it, Dylan, if anything. You're up 2 games. Who'd you pick in this game, Dylan? You're only 2 games behind me. I'm looking good on this one, though. You took the Steelers? Okay, it's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough. So that if you only be 1 game above 500. $7.5 to 1. So if you put up $100, Dylan, and you gave $100 to the sports book, they'll give you back $850. 7.5 times your money, $750 plus your original bet back. He's asking you essentially if, in layman's terms, he's saying, do the Saints have a better than 13% chance of winning the Super Bowl? What are you talking about, Moose? The Vikings could never beat the Saints. Oh, jeez. They've done it before, haven't they? No? What? Oh, 2 times? In the playoffs? Oh, boy, do I have egg on my face. Playoffs?
Dylan, what do you think the percentage chance is that the Saints win the Super Bowl?
Yeah. What percentage chance do you actually think they have of winning the Super Bowl, Dylan? We got to know. $100%. Okay.
The game's going well, is it?
All right.
Bengals are up 10, I believe.
Dylan, we going to do some sort of bet here? Okay. I'll bet you one. You put up money. I'll put up whatever you want. I'll put on the other side. I'll take everyone else. You just get the Saints. Pittsburgh has 7 and the ball's it. So they're coming back. Big Rye has a big middle of between Steelers plus 3.5 and Bengals plus what is it, Big Rye?
14 and a half.
14 and a half. Wow. Okay, I'll give you 2-1, Dylan. I'll put up double whatever you put up. So it's not 100%, basically, is what you're telling me. Yeah, he did. Zitvono, he did. He also took a guaranteed money too as well. I have to take a look, Zaps. The reason we liked the Packers was because the Saints got too much love because the Saints had better odds than them despite having to play one extra game, which is honestly ridiculous. It's really, really, really insane. That one extra having a first round bye, having a bye is ludicrous. So that was why they were a value bet. The other value we had was, I believe, Chiefs making the Super Bowl. So I think we ended up making some money because we bet on the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. We felt that was a really good odd set. And then obviously the Packers didn't come to fruition, but I still think that was a really strong bet. Pitts minus 215. Wow, how the tables have turned.
Zaps for Super Bowl futures. I've got to get back into the lab and do quite a bit of work because all the work that I put in was set up for how the old playoff setup was. So it's going to take quite a bit of time for me to go back and do all the calculations because to calculate playoff futures it's hard. There's just so many things that can happen. So many teams can get through and you got to calculate the percentage for each iteration. So it takes quite a bit.
It's adding a whole nother, adding more teams adds a whole extra layer. So it's definitely difficult. Snell having a nice half. All right, Dylan, I'm going to close. I'm going to give you my final offer. I will give you 3 times whatever you want to put up on the Saints. I'll give you 3 times and I get every other team to win the Super Bowl. Whoa!
The good thing about 538, at least they've done some calculations, so you get like a ballpark figure of where teams should be. But everyone's going to have their own opinions on what you want to put into a system, so it helps to have your own input into that system, so that's what I got to set up.
Third and goal here. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'll be putting money on the Packers if that's the case.
Well, I forget if it was last year or 2 years ago, but the Saints did not have a bye, but they still had better odds than one of the teams that had a bye, and that's why there was so much value on was it the Packers? I think it was the Packers. I can't remember exactly who it was.
Okay, so I have to put up 300, Dylan? No problem. You're on, buddy. You're on. 300 USD to your 100? Accepted. Everyone saw it. I'm screenshotting it. You're on, buddy.
Just write it out in chat and take a screenshot, and that way Everyone's here to see it. I will be back.
And that's how you do it. That's what I mean. We both get what we want. I get some value, Jackson. Well, perceived value, I guess. And he gets to bet on his favorite team. Yeah, did you not see that defense and offense, Jackson? How about that? So who's the ignorant one? It's not me. Moose, I saw them lose to the Chiefs and the Eagles the last 2 weeks. I think I think the Saints could win the Super Bowl. They're a very good team. It's probably about 10% though. Holy jeez. Does Ron Jeremy? I thought Ron Jeremy got Me Too. Does he even work? And I think too, when you think of male porn stars, wouldn't you think that you'd want an attractive guy? Like, I don't know. It's not like I'm checking out dudes every time, but Ron Jeremy is one of the ugliest gremlins I've ever seen. He doesn't even have a full head of hair. Hey, good for him. If you can be the he's just it's just gross looking. Like, really. Yeah, I would need to ask him, wouldn't I? Well, male ones at least at Vono. I think that sounds about right. Oh, probably. They probably would. I used to have a picture of his face on a T-shirt. It said "Mustache rides 5 cents." That was one of my favorite T-shirts. I had a Chippendales '84 calendar T-shirt, and I can't find it. I'm really pissed about it. I swear, whoever does my laundry always, it's different people. They always mess it up and destroy one of my favorite shirts every time. I'm not very astute as far as biology goes, said Vono. But yeah, I can understand that. I've always heard the theory about the ones with the extended skulls and the pre-existing um, civilization that existed before us. I've heard that before. I don't know what to believe. It's kind of like space. It's too big. It's beyond my pay grade, beyond my purview, as they say. Oh, the mask isn't covering Zach Taylor's nose. We better call. He fixed it. Third and 7. I don't like the Bengals' chances here. Wow. I want to see AJ Green here. Is this an effort level issue? Or is Finley just inaccurate as usual? Oh, man. Could AJ Green have not busted it up the field? Wow. What was that? No, it was a miscommunication, Jackson. I think AJ Green could have gone to the house on that one. The safeties were split. What was that? We got a nice return from I think Anthony McFarland, it looks like. Yeah, if he does go vertical, it's a touchdown. Yeah. That's what I felt too. Why is he playing though? Like T. Higgins, I think is better right now. Anyways, Tyler Boyd's out. Tyler Boyd got hurt. Yeah, that'll do it. It's possible Big Ben throws another INT. They've had 3 bad games in a row now. Is it Fono? It's they've had a bunch of uh, run good. They were playing above expectation for a lot of the time, and then now it's kind of regressing, which makes sense to me. Minor ones, Zipfono, nothing large. It looks like an injury from Deontay Johnson. Just pulled up lame. So it's Bill O'Brien's fault? This is a pretty funny argument. Wow. Wow. 89 could have chipped too, Vance McDonald. That wasn't in the cards, though. You cursed them? I have a one medical Canadian medical stock and I'm taking it on the chin with. So it's called Stage Life Zero or something. Yeah, that would have been good if they did that. Yeah, yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah, their one job was to tank for Trevor. Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay, all right, I'm getting it, Zivono. I can't. I That is one of the better plays I've seen this year by a quarterback. Wow. I think Nick Mullins is reasonable for a backup. I got to be honest. I think Allen dislocated his shoulder on that hit. Dude, Finley took that like a champion. I don't know. That didn't seem like a roughing the passer. He just got crunched. Oh, please. He wanted it for the guy up the gut? Yeah, right. It'd be harder to do that, Jackson, actually. I can't believe he didn't get a free play there. I don't know where Big Rye went. He might have had a wicked game to play in the bathroom. He's known for some of those. You'd be surprised. Wow, I would imagine if he's in the bathroom, he is. Made my first Super Bowl future today. I'm happy about it. He probably is doing a Lamar. Wow, Dylan, that was the joke, Jackson. I guess we did technically make the bet, so I like my chances. I used to do a couple at the start of the year. I had like Tennessee when they went to the playoffs the year before, or was it last year? Was it last year? I got them at 100-1. So, hello, Max. How are you, sir? Is this Sound of Music a Christmas movie? That's what they just said on Canadian television. I don't think it is. It's a summer musical. Yeah, exactly. I quite like it. I've made a comfortable living out of stuff like that. Oddly enough, I guess. I mean, there's a hustling aspect to it too, but at the same time, like they're always that ignorant about it. You know what I mean? They want to show me that they're a winner, right? At any price. You go, okay. Journalism, interesting field these days.
Did the Bengals put up more points?
No.
I just saw that they were slight favorites. I had a poo emergency.
That was what we deduced. Someone mentioned that you're pulling a Lamar.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to shower.
Was it that bad?
No.
What? It's happened to me before. Not on stream, but probably once or twice a year.
Twice a year?
Yeah. What? You're at home. It was a brutal one. You're like, you know what? Why even go through all this? Finley took that like a champion. Oh, I actually have a question for Jason Finley, Untouchable J. I'm cooking a bear and a beef tomorrow. I've never cooked one though. Any tips? Like, should I slow cook it or like in a crock pot? Like sear it first though, or like with onions and stuff? That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. Baron of beef. It's about this big. I bought like a meat pack from a local butcher, and that was one of it. I've never cooked it, so I'm not exactly sure. My guess was just to season it pretty well. It might be. Hold on. It's a top sirloin roast. That's what it is. I think that's a Canadian thing, calling it a Baron of Beef.
Third and 5 here for the Bengals.
That was nice. They used that same play, and they got it this time. Wow. This play actually worked. They did that earlier, and oddly enough, the pass would have worked. But this draw, it draws that defender out. It's actually been interesting, Max, to put it mildly. Yeah, that's all right. I feel better about it now. Yeah. I'll get some nice color on it. Should I put? You think I should put flour on it when I'm searing it to get a better crust? Do you think that's a reasonable idea? Not like a thick one, just a real light dusting. Because I think that'd be better. Then I can use those. I can pour those juices back into the slow cooker. Oil? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't gonna use butter because it'd be. I wanted to get hotter. I'll probably use grapeseed to get a high temperature. Second and 2 here. This has been a competent drive out of the Bengals. Butter later in the roast. Okay. Yeah. This is going. This is going to go the distance. Touchdown, Bengals. Wow. I don't know what this is the part that I was so apprehensive about earlier. Is they had Kevin Hogan, who is kind of built for this exact scenario, and then they're pulling it off with Ryan Finley. I was just gonna do salt and pepper, and then that's it. I think that's all I was gonna do for the searing process. I don't know what I'm gonna do for. I'm gonna add some seasoning, obviously, when I put it in the slow cooker. Probably garlic powder. I'm gonna put onions in it anyways. Second best Finley of the night. I agree. Add some garlic. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. Oh, my power flickered. I'm worried now. I want to get this video off flawlessly, so.
Yeah, it would be nice. Live line's up to Bengals 8.5.
Wow. They're not even gonna give Steelers credit for clawing back 7. Wow.
Oh, there's heavy juice on the Steelers plus 8.5 minus 170.
Oh. Come on. This is gonna be a nice spot to take the Steelers going forward, future wise. The division's no longer locked up either. That's very interesting too. It's a public call, fat guy, yeah. See you, Don. Have a good one. Yeah, but the Steelers they're going to have to play the Browns on in Week 17. So I would imagine that would probably skew it a bit. And the Browns could outright get more wins than them too, right? Because they'll be at 11. If they lose the next 2 games and the Browns win the next 2 games, that'll be it. No, it definitely ain't over. That's for sure. Yeah, they'd have to lose next week to the Colts too. I mean, is that not possible? I did mention in the if anyone checked out the early line video that the Bengals would be good to take early if you could get money down because something like a Bengals blowout could negatively affect the line and the price. And it was at 9 on some places. I couldn't get any money down, so I didn't do it. But I mean, I had mentioned I doubt anyone was able to, but still, yeah.
Looks like Juju Smith-Schuster came up a little bit gingerly at the end of that run. He looks no worse for wear.
I don't think there is a Thursday game this week.
No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So four days in a row of games. Friday being Christmas.
Oh! Oh! He could have. He really could have. Interesting tidbit from Mickey Hill. First time in league history, a game will have been played on every day of the week in one season. In the league where they play. We're gonna do a video on him tomorrow, Jackson. I couldn't tell you ahead of time though. It would be market based though. I don't, there wouldn't be recommendations. Yeah, that. Oh, okay. I was gonna do slow cooker. You think oven's better with tinfoil on top, or did I leave it open? What do you think? Yeah, we're gonna give it a go. No, I've never reverse seared it. I don't know what it is in Canada. All right. No cover? Okay, okay. Yeah, I use Fahrenheit for cooking anyways, Jay. I don't even know if there's an option on the meat thermometers I use. I broke mine though a little bit. I'm gonna get a new one for Christmas, I think. Playing hard defense here from the Bengals, eh?
Yeah, that's just it's not an easy game. Like this is not a gimme at all for the Steelers, and
They're dogs to. Yeah, maybe I'll try and get it to 140 and then let it rest, or maybe 135 and let it go up to 145 because it'll be a thick piece of meat, so the carryover should be good. I do like it pink. Can't eat beef well done; it just doesn't work. I've been eyeing the Thermapen. I'm hoping that's what I get. $60,000 career passing yards. So it's quite a lot. Surprised they didn't run the ball though. Snell has been getting some tough yards, and I don't know. I just wouldn't want to risk it. That's the only type of offense they really have, though, CK. You're not wrong, though. 19 was open, though. Smith-Schuster. A lot of batted balls, I can recall, the last few weeks. As usual, the defense has to be doing really well. He should honestly throw it away. They have to go for it, too. What do you guys think about when a running back, it's a clear loss play, they shouldn't just throw it away? The Bengals D is really handsome. Like, just like, I don't know why he can't throw the ball away. Like, I get it. You're gonna say like you can pass a handoff? I believe that you can.
you can. And the only worry I have is that offensive lineman might get too far downfield, and you could get a flag for that.
Oh wow, PI coming in.
Ball's going to be on the goal line.
I agree with what Moose said. I like intensity, but show some composure. Yeah, it was Alex. That's a load of shit, in my opinion. Snell with a touchdown.
Now with the Steelers being down 8 at the end of this game, should they go for 2? And the analytical answer is yes. So we'll see what they do.
They kick a pat, Big Rye. Over cashes. It was looking like a very under game. Kevin Hogan has two stars on his name. Do you know what on Our Lads? Can you recall what that would be? I'm trying to see it, but I don't see anything.
They've got a thing that talks about it. He was just activated yesterday, so it might just be something to do with that.
There's a couple guys though.
Here's the key. If there's 2 stars after last name, it's a practice squad members who are protected from being signed by another club during that week. I'll send you a link to their key on Discord.
Mitchell Wilcox is the other one. Tight end. Oh, but and Khalil McKenzie. Wow. And Jacques Patrick. You guys are American. What city is uglier? Is Cincinnati, Cleveland, or Detroit? Those are got to be like the triumvirate of NFL ugly cities. I've never been to any of them, so I can't say. I can imagine you guys to have though.
It always makes me think about the those YouTube videos.
Yeah.
The Cleveland tourism videos.
Yeah, we're not Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit for me is the ugliest. Would assume Detroit. Okay. Okay, Detroit's getting a lot of love here. All right. Buffalo is a beautiful city. Interesting. Vegas is bad. Vegas is just like a concrete jungle and then desert. It's you know what it is though. Like there's attractive parts of Vegas for odd reasons. Yeah, Phoenix is a nice city. I got to be honest. Yeah, for you. Okay. I've been to Vegas many a time. So is Big Ryan. Never Cincinnati, Cleveland, or Detroit. I don't plan on it either. I was planning on this summer to go to Biloxi to gamble. They have a bunch of casinos in Biloxi. I was interested in doing that, but that's not going to happen now. Not for a few years, if at all. I didn't like that at all, and it's gonna work mainly because Bernard came and moved the pile there. This guy's smiling a lot. Yeah, they have slot machines in the airport. I've heard that about Nashville as well. You need Pittsburgh to score a touchdown, eh, Big Rye? To get your middle?
Yep. Yeah, I've got Steelers plus 3.5.
Dylan,
Still
where do you
have all
live?
three
Henderson or
timeouts.
something? A few minutes away from Henderson?
Henderson's a little bit closer, so
Well, it's Boulder City, Henderson, and then what's the further one away?
well, like everything's pretty much within half an hour. So he
Yeah.
lives kind of just out of
Nevada?
well,
Okay,
out of
yeah.
the Las Vegas vicinity. I don't know all the places 1 hour away. Dylan, once in a while I go down and stay in Henderson, so I'm not that far away. Your dreams to open up a cheesesteak place in Vegas? That would be fun.
I think I would do well.
So we got a big play here on 3rd and 3.
Wow. Fitzpatrick had to make it. Oh, Utah. Ah, right. So your best result is Bengals by 3?
Uh, I think that would be most ideal for the entire chat.
Yeah.
I think technically my best result is for the Steelers to win. But I would sure love for the Bengals to win by 3. The live line is Bengals minus 240. Which I think is going to change quite quickly.
You're right, Corey. I did say, though, if you can get the money down last night, I did say it. I wasn't able to. I don't have any of those access to any of those books. Oh, the point system is too much. I think that I think that's a 7 game realistically, and the Giants got a real ugly black eye on prime time against the Browns, and there's going to be a lot of like mental gymnastics, where they're going to say like because the Browns lost to the Ravens and the Browns what they would call crushing the Giants makes, you know what I mean? Like they're going to draw that type of comparison. And I feel like a lot, and they're also going to fall for the playoff run hype around the Ravens. Big Rye has money all over the place on this game, but he's profitable no matter what. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could make that case as well. I particularly like the Giants. Wow. Well, 3rd and 10. Here we go. Oh, he was talking about he lives in Utah, Jackson, not betting not the Jazz. What a play!
Nice job by number 23 to get a hand on that ball. Oh, my lights are flickering.
Yeah, mine just went too.
If you want to do the names of the week, we can get this started pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah. I'll jump on that right now. I got to give a shout out here to I'm going to say the Bengals secondary has been man of the match. A lot of those players have been put into one-on-one situations and they've thrived.
What's the OU right now? What's the score of this game? 24-17.
Yeah, someone had mentioned that it's over. 40.5 was. It can, Mickey. Like I don't know why, but power goes out a lot in the city we live in. Well, I live in a different city than Big Rye, but they're very close together. Steelers have to go for it. I don't understand why they wouldn't.
Oh, technically they don't have to, but I don't see why they wouldn't.
No, I live in an apartment. That's not going to happen. Well, I used to at my parents' house. My parents' house, the power went out enough that we did have one, and it was rad. But in an apartment, I don't see how I could pull that off. What's the juice, Jax? I don't like this. You just had the 2-minute warning and you're going to take the timeout? What the hell are you doing? Oh, that's a no-go. There's some names of the weeks I like here. This one's funny.
If the score stands, it's going to be Mad Capper winning the week with, what is it, 12 wins? Congrats, Moose. Tie for third. That's not too shabby. Oh, I see the fat guy disconnected, so this is not good news for him and I as far as getting this video out on time. 3rd and 1 here for the Bengals. I think if you like the Steelers to win the Super Bowl, you're going to get a better price on them. So you might get a chance to buy back on the Steelers right now. I got a feeling a lot of people are going to be negative on them, but I don't know how much that's going to change their future odds. The thing that's going to really change future odds right now is just seeding. So if they're not going to be able to get that bye and they're going to be, a wild card team or the 4th place team in the division, I'm not sure how all the seeding works and where the odds are, but that's really what's going to change. And then for 37.5 Moose, he's talking about the over-under win totals for the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, it's all good. Since he's going to F this up, says Mickey. Well, they're up 10 with 12 seconds left. Steelers have no timeout, so it's looking pretty good for Cincinnati. Madcapper, you're still ahead, but if there is any more scores in this game, at least touchdown-wise, you have a chance to lose. So if it's 47 or less, you're good. Steelers come out and kneel. This game is over. So Bengals win. Congrats to anybody on the Bengals money line. That's a real nice win. Yeah, you know you're firing on all cylinders when you cash a Bengals money line, Jets money line ticket. It's the closest to without going over. It's Price is Right rules, so you have one. So anything between 37, 47, you win, and with a 44 total, you are in. I'm not too sure because the Browns lost their first game. So if they win their second one, the standings, at least standings-wise, they could be tied up. So I'm not sure what the tiebreaker is after that. I'm sure there's some sort of article out there that talks about it. Should the Chiefs sit Mahomes? I don't think so, but that's a thing that does happen. I got to put the finishing touches on the NFL picks video, guys. So once the fat guy joins up, we're going to get that started. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Congrats to anyone on the Bengals. Unfortunately for me, I bought back on Steelers. It didn't quite work out, but hey, it's a break-even day for me. And we'll catch you guys in the Discord later as well. You guys have a good night. And then also, we're going to be doing some NBA betting market stuff, so keep your eye out tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, a few hours before the game, the fat guy and I are going to put out a market video just taking a look at the two games tomorrow and trying to get our grasp on how we can attack the NBA and other sports this season. So watch that. Make sure you guys give us feedback on what you think and let us know how we can get better. Other than that, we'll catch you guys later. I'll sign off for me and the fat guy. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. The betting for NBA, it's not going to be a members video to start out with, but I got to figure out exactly what to do. But I'll catch you guys later.